Why are moths attracted to light? They're not, and it's much worse than that. You've seen it 1,000 times, a moth circling a lamp like it has absolutely nowhere better to be, smashing into a light bulb repeatedly, apparently determined to die by convenience store fluorescent. And you've always assumed the same thing everyone assumes. Moths are attracted to light. They mistake artificial lights for the moon, they navigate by it, it confuses them. That explanation is wrong. Scientists proved it in 2024, and the actual answer is significantly more disturbing. The moon navigation theory. Rest in peace. For over a century, the accepted explanation was this: moths evolved to navigate by the moon. They keep the moon at a fixed angle relative to their body to fly in a straight line. Then electric light came along, and the moth, unable to tell the difference between a lamp and the moon, keeps trying to maintain that same fixed angle, which, because the lamp is close rather than infinitely far away, sends it into a spiral. It's a satisfying story. It makes the moth seem almost noble. Just a creature undone by progress, confused by modernity, trying its best. Except scientists actually looked at how moths fly near lights, and the moon navigation theory doesn't match what the moths are doing at all. What actually happens? In 2024, researchers at Imperial College London used high-speed cameras and motion capture technology to film moths, dragonflies, and other insects flying around artificial lights in exquisite detail. What they found was not a moth spiraling in an attempt to maintain a fixed angle to a fake moon. What they found was something far stranger and considerably more tragic. Moths were orbiting the light, stalling directly above it, and in some cases, flipping completely upside down and crashing. These are not the behaviors of an animal navigating by a light source. These are the behaviors of an animal whose entire sense of up and down has been broken. The real reason here is what moths actually use light for. They use it to know which way is up. This is called the dorsal light response. Flying insects keep their backs turned toward the brightest thing in the sky, because for hundreds of millions of years, the brightest thing in the sky was always above them. Always. The sun during the day, the moon at night. Light equals up. Dark equals down. It is an ancient, reliable rule that has worked without fail since insects first evolved wings. And then humans invented electric light and put it everywhere, including at eye level, including below insects, including inside buildings they fly into. When a moth encounters an artificial light source at ground level, its dorsal light response does not fail. It works perfectly. It tilts its back toward the light, exactly as it is supposed to. The problem is that the light is not above it. So tilting toward the light sends the moth sideways, or downward, or into a death spiral around a lamp it cannot escape. The moth is not confused. The moth is doing exactly what its nervous system tells it to do. Its nervous system is just operating on a rule that humans broke. The 3 ways it goes wrong. The Imperial College researchers identified 3 specific flight patterns that result from this broken rule. The first is orbiting. The moth locks onto the light source and circles it in a stable loop, unable to fly away because flying away means pointing its back away from the brightest thing in view, which its nervous system refuses to do. The second is stalling. The moth flies directly above the light and tilts its body steeply toward it, reducing its speed until it essentially hovers in place, slowly losing altitude. It's not drawn to the light, it's trapped above it. The third is inversion. The moth flips completely upside down, pointing its belly at the light, and crashes. This is what happens when the light is directly below. The dorsal light response says tilt toward bright. The only way to tilt toward a light that is below you is to flip over. None of these are navigation errors. None of them are confusion about the moon. They are a single ancient reflex, executing faithfully in an environment it was never designed for. Why this matters more than you'd think. Moths have been doing this since the invention of fire. Every candle, every torch, every gas lamp, every electric bulb humanity has ever created has been a trap for any flying insect unfortunate enough to have a dorsal light response. The scale of this is genuinely staggering. Artificial light at night is now one of the most significant threats to insect populations globally. Streetlights, windows, outdoor advertising, sports stadiums. Every illuminated surface is a potential trap. Insects that are not killed directly spend energy circling lights they cannot escape, exhaust themselves, miss mating opportunities, abandon food sources, and become easy prey for anything waiting patiently near a light source. And this entire catastrophe is built on one ancient, elegant, completely reasonable assumption that worked for hundreds of millions of years. Light is up. It is not a flaw. It is not stupidity. It is a rule written so deep into the insect nervous system that no amount of evolution could update it fast enough to account for a species that figured out how to make fire 200,000 years ago and has been cranking up the brightness ever since. So, next time you see a moth, it is not flying toward the light. It is not mistaking your porch lamp for the moon. It is executing a survival reflex that worked without fail for longer than mammals have existed, in an environment that has only been broken for an eye blink of geological time. The moth is not the confused one. We put the light there.